Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more.
Area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alexandria, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
This close.
We're this close.
We are this close.
Live entertainment, and don't forget about market days on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street, and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop downtown Harlingen today.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times. Celebrating every triumph. And lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
I opened Alexandria with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alexandria, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
close.
We are this close.
Of uncertainty.
To making history.
This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again.
This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
The Harlingen Downtown District has a bit of everything, my friends, and here's an invitation for you to visit and experience a friendly environment with a taste of local business and a variety of shopping, dining, and entertainment throughout the year. Vintage shops loaded with collectibles from the past, dining that caters to all, boutiques, quilting, salons, live entertainment, and don't forget about market days on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop Downtown Harlingen today.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
I opened Alex Restaurant with the intention to give people in Broadville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alexandria, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
This close.
We're this close.
We are this close.
Of uncertainty.
To making history.
This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again.
This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
The Harlingen Downtown District has a bit of everything, my friends, and here's an invitation for you to visit and experience a friendly environment with a taste of local business and a variety of shopping, dining, and entertainment throughout the year. Vintage shops loaded with collectibles from the past, dining that caters to all, boutiques, quilting, salons, live entertainment, and don't forget about market days on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop Downtown Harlingen today.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph, and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
I opened Alex with the intention to give people in Broadville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alex & Raw, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
This close.
We're this close.
We are this close. Of wanting
To making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease.
Ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
this close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
The Harlingen Downtown District has a bit of everything, my friends, and here's an invitation for you to visit and experience a friendly environment with a taste of local business and a variety of shopping, dining, and entertainment throughout the year. Vintage shops loaded with collectibles from the past, dining that caters to all, boutiques, quilting, salons, live entertainment, and don't forget about market days on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop Downtown Harlingen today.
They have yet to break the century mark with only 92 yards on offense. Half of those yards coming from Joaquin Sanchez as we get ready to start this second half of football here at Psja Stadium, Doctors Hospital Renaissance Health Field.
That is a mouthful, if you will. The DHR Health Field is what I like to call it, Robert. Come on, keep it simple, buddy.
Keep it simple. I think that's going to have to be the philosophy for these Wolverines, as they're going to have to dig themselves out of a hole here. 28-3. Officials getting ready to blow the whistle to get this play started.
And we will be underway, and the second half is not underway as the ball falls over. The Wolverines will take the second half kickoff. Of course, they trailed 28-3. It's a must for the Wolverines offense to get going early in the second half. Try to make a game of this. It's been dominated offensively by the Raider offense. The Wolverines need to have some creativity offensively. They've had some promise, just haven't been able to punch it into the end zone. Then the kickoff is fielded at the 13-yard line, quickly brought up past the 20, and he will be met by the defense at the 23-yard line. Excuse me, the 26-yard line, and I think they're going to spot him at the 29. So good, solid field position to open up the second half for the visiting Memorial Wolverines.
Yeah, so, you know, we talked about the yardage here, and the Wolverines are going to have to come out, and the game plan would be for me, would give it to Joaquin Sanchez. Let him open up some lanes, and then you begin to throw that ball down the field, and then you begin to create some plays there, Javi.
Yeah, and he broke a big one early in the second quarter. It was nullified due to a penalty, but let's see if the Wolverines can get the running game going, and as you mentioned, in turn, that'll open up the passing game, and on first down, it is a run to the right side, right in front of the Wolverines bench, and that'll be good for about 4 or 5 yards. And of course, that was Sanchez, Joaquin Sanchez, the man you're talking about. Feed him the ball. He's going to move the ball down the field, and number 99 for the Raiders.
So basically, you just want to create some tempo here, Javi. You know, you're coming off that half right now. You got your players gathered and focused again, and here we go, second play of the half.
It's a quarterback keeper, and that is Munoz trying to muscle his way past the defender around the right side of the football field to no avail. He's going to get brought down about 2 yards short of a first down. That'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Wolverines, excuse me.
Well, this is a manageable down, Javi, 3rd and short. Raiders are going to be looking for number 25 with the ball there. But again, you do have that Speedy Oviedo receiver out there on the side. So a lot of options for the Wolverine offense here.
Yeah, and they're going to have 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Lone setback right next to the quarterback, and it is going to be a give right up the middle. It should be enough for a first down, but there are a couple of penalty flags that are thrown. Let's see if this play will hold up. If it does, it'll be a Wolverine first down.
And let's see what the call on the field is going to be. Looks like they're going to leave the ball there. It will be against the Raiders, Javi.
Yeah, they're moving the chains.
Number 99 on the defense. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
You take the downs there. First down now for the Wolverines. This is exactly how you want to get this half started. Again, Javi, just find that tempo, get them grounded again, and play Wolverine football.
Yeah, Wolverine football is ground and pound and occasional over-the-top pass, and the first few plays finding success for the Wolverines. A brand new set of downs, first down. Munoz looking deep. He's got a man wide open. He's got a step. Can he get it to him? Overshoots them by 1 yard. That had big play potential.
And yeah, no, the receiver looking back for the ball. And you know, you slow down when you do that.
Yes.
You know, the quarterback has his timing, has his distance, and overshoots him as a receiver looking back for the ball. But you're right, Javi, there was separation there. That would have been a quick 6 points for the Wolverines. Now they face a 2nd and 10 on their own 42-yard line.
Yeah, the receiver, Adrian Garza, had a couple of steps on the defender. That would have been a great pitch and catch if they would have connected. But instead, it's 2nd and long. It's a give up the middle. Good bruising run right there by Sanchez. And my goodness, he's going to motor all the way to the 45-yard line. Now, I'm not sure what that penalty was for.
You're going to have another 15 there, Javi. You're going to have another 15 as a player for the Raiders jumps onto that pile as Joaquin Sanchez is already on the ground. So personal foul, more than likely the call here. So tack on 15 at the end of this run.
Dead ball, personal foul. Number 7, the defense is a 15-yard penalty added at the end of the run. First down.
Yeah, so Sanchez picks up 12 yards on the ground at 15 penalty yards, and that's a 27-yard pickup. Great run right there. So first down at the Raider 31. So the Wolverines with 2 first downs already on this initial possession here in the second half, trying to cut into the lead. Of course, they trail 28-3. Munoz with trip receivers to his left. Big defensive push there by the defensive Raider front. That'll be a quarterback sack. A loss of good 8 yards on that play.
You know, it's good penetration by the defense there as they're able to get a push off that line of scrimmage, and the offensive linemen on their heels, they're taken back to the quarterback. Pocket collapses. You had a cross route there on the bottom down here, but no open receivers to throw the ball to. All he can do is just tuck the ball and take the loss of yards there, Javi.
Yeah, it was just a slow developing play, and I guess you got to give credit to that defensive front and Raiders secondary. Nothing doing. It's going to be long yardage right here. A misdirection play. They get to Sanchez. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, fights for 2 more yards. He'll stay in play. They'll get down, knocked down at about the 29-yard line, well short of the first down.
It's a well-designed run there, as it's a draw play. The running back, Sanchez, takes it across the field. You had the lineman moving to the left, causing a little bit of misdirection.
Right.
Joaquin Sanchez takes the ball to the right, takes it back up. Now the Wolverines are facing a 3rd and 8, 8:35 here in the third quarter.
And here we go, 3rd down, big play for the Wolverine offense. They've got to put some points up on the board. Munoz awaits the snap, gets it, looks to his right, throws it out, finds a receiver, but a quick open field tackle by the defender. That was number 7 with the tackle, but we do have another penalty flag on the floor.
And the Raiders defense pinned their ears back and set the house
Yes,
there.
they did.
And so the offense chops their men in front, allowing the quarterback a line of sight for the receiver, but a short yardage gain. Here we go. Let's see what the call on the field is going to be as the officials get together to discuss it. Referee's ready to give us the call.
Offsides, number 99 in the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
I think the big issue was whether to take the play or the penalty, and in this instance, the 5 yards on the penalty is a greater distance and closer to the first down, so it'll be 3rd and a much more manageable 3 yards for the Wolverines. Munoz giving last-second instructions. Bad snap, though. I'm not sure if he was ready. He just throws it up at a prayer. He almost found a receiver, and he pays the price for that high pass. That'll be incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th and 3 for Memorial.
Yeah, no, they had an opportunity there. Just felt like he had to throw the ball away, but now here we go, timeout, and we're going to go ahead and send it downstairs to Pedro. Pedro, what's going on? All right, we'll take that back. Here we go, timeout. The Wolverines are going to be facing a 4th and 3 here, Javi. 8:04 left. Very important play here on their first series in the second half. You want to put some points up there.
Right. And of course, if you're looking at it on the offensive side of the ball, yeah, most definitely, you got to pick up 3 yards right here. You got to keep that drive going. You got to give yourself a chance to get in the end zone, at the very least a field goal, but you got to cut into this lead. It's a big 28-3 lead, but anything is possible in football. And, of course, on the flip side, the Raiders can get a big stop right here and get that offense back on the field. And we're going to send it down to Mr. Pedro Leja for a quick update.
Thank you, guys. There's a lot of things that surround that football, and one of those very important things is cheerleading. One with Ms. Mary Rivera with the Raiders cheerleaders. What is it that is going on with your girls?
Right now, every day that we have cheer class, we're getting ready for, of course, football games, pep rallies, decorating, showing a lot of Raider pride, Raider spirit.
And then you guys are getting ready for a big competition, right?
Yes, we'll be competing at the state UAL competition. Last year we made top 10, the top 20 finalists, so we're shooting to do that again.
Thank you very much, and good luck. Back to you guys.
And good luck to the Raiders in that aspect right there. You know, they're trying to compete at every level, and right now their backs are against the wall after a fine pickup on first down, a quick slant pattern out to the front of the Wolverines sideline. That'll bring up a new set of downs. Munoz continue to drive the Wolverines down the field. Give us to Sanchez. Kind of got past the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Yeah, no, I think the Raider defense is now starting to key in on Sanchez, especially at this part of the field, as they know that that is their bread and butter, their handoff there. The call comes in from the sideline to Munoz, and he gets his offense set here, 2nd and 9 after that 1-yard gain by Sanchez, Javi.
Yeah, and the Wolverines, with an up-tempo offense now, they need to put up points on the board, and they need to put them in bunches. Good quick pass, and just overshoots an open receiver once again. A little bit too much touch on that one. That's one he had to rifle in a little bit. He had an open man, and again, it was Adrian Garza looking to score, but just not able to connect with his quarterback.
So maybe some miscommunication by the receivers, because actually you had 2 receivers there, Javi, Isaac Gomez and Adrian Garza, both coming into the middle of the field. Neither of them was expecting to get that ball because they let that ball sail right between them. And now here we go, 3rd and long for the Wolverines.
It'll be 3rd and 9, maybe even a long 10. Munoz looks to his left, looks to his right, scrambles, fires, a man open in the end zone, and it is batted down. A great defensive effort right there by number 7 Sanchez. Maybe it's Steven Sanchez, but either way, he's wearing number 7, and he had a great play right there.
And that ball just floated in the air just a bit too long. Here we see the replay, Munoz to Sanchez, and there it goes floating, allows the defensive back to get position on that ball. Beautiful breakup by 7.
That's right. Great defensive effort. He got beat early, did not give up, made a sensational play right there. It'll be bringing up 4th down. Of course, the Wolverines are going to go for it. Munoz fakes the handoff, flips it out. Dangerous pass, and it is dangerous as it is intercepted. Nothing but black jerseys in front of him. That is Steven Sanchez racing all the way down, uncontested. Pick 6 for the Raiders. Of course, there are a couple of flags on the playing field, so let's see if this holds up. Sanchez with back-to-back amazing plays.
It's going to come back, Javi. It's coming back. It's going to be a roughing the passer penalty, unfortunately for the Raiders. And here's a call as they get the ball back. And so a unfortunate series of events here for the Raiders is fortunate for the Wolverines, because that was a pick 6, Javi.
It was a pick 6. Nonetheless, it will be Raider
Roughing
football.
the passer on the defense.
Oh, excuse me, a first down.
This is the goal. Automatic first down.
Excuse me, yes, it is an automatic first down, a 15-yard penalty. That is the 2nd time that the Raiders have been called for roughing the passer. That's a big blow right there, and that might be the luck that the Wolverines need to ignite that offense. That is penalty yard number 70. That's a lot of penalty yards. I know the Raiders are playing fine offensively and defensively, but once you get into district, I don't think you can afford to have 70 penalty yards.
Well, if you're going to tack on those 70 yards, you take away those yards that he took it back to the house, and it's going to be much more than 70, Javi.
Yeah, that's taking away a touchdown. That could have put the game away. Instead, it's going to be 1st and goal from the Raider 10-yard line with 6:42 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Raiders are up 20-3, but the Wolverines are starting to make some noise.
Javi, right now the defensive coaches saw that their players were winded and wisely called a timeout, and that's a bad thing about that penalty. Your defense is hustling all the way back, and their heart is pumping, blood is going, and they're winded.
They are winded. You got to remember, we are playing this game in beautiful South Texas, where the weather is not very kind of football early on in the season. We're probably still in the upper 80s, and the humidity is usually around 50% this time of year, so sure. And they're already in the 2nd half, so a lot of running around. This is where the training comes in, and who is in better shape, because at this point in juncture, luckily we haven't seen it yet, well-hydrated athletes tonight, but I'm sure we're going to see a cramp or two before the evening's done.
Well, they did get some reprieve. It has gone down 3 degrees, so now they're 88 degrees down there on the field.
Perfect football weather here in South Texas, 88 degrees.
9:24 at night here with 6:42 left in the third quarter. Wolverines knocking on the door.
Yep, and speaking of hot, the Wolverines offense is hot. They're going to try to put some points on the board. A floater, it is caught, but just a bit out of bounds. He almost put his foot down. That was number 4, Michael Munoz, almost making a spectacular catch down the sideline. It'll be incomplete, though. It'll bring up a second down.
Acrobatic catch there. Give him credit for bringing the ball down. Unfortunately, as we see here on the replay, just a tad bit outside. Good positioning there. Back shoulder throw, reaches out, and out of bounds. Here's the play, Javi. There's a fumble on the field.
Fumble. I don't know who grabbed it. I want to say Sanchez did. I think the Wolverines will retain possession, but that not after a 2-yard loss. No indication yet.
It is recovered by number 25, Sanchez.
Okay.
And now here we go, 3rd and 10. You got 3rd and goal here on the 10-yard line for the Wolverines.
And actually, they're going to spot them down at the 12, so that'll be a 2-yard loss. So the Wolverines, after a 1st and goal, are going backwards. They're now at the Raider 12-yard line. They've got to get into the end zone. I don't think field goals are going to help them any. And on this 3rd down, Munoz looks to his right, finds a receiver, had a receiver open early, a dangerous pass once again. Fortunately, that just sails incomplete. That could have been another chance for a pick 6 right there.
Here you go, Javi. Again, the defensive backs might give the Wolverines a 1st down, as you had contact beyond the 5-yard lines there. There's some extracurricular activities going on in the end zone. And let's see what the call is going to be here in favor of the Wolverines or giving the Raiders an opportunity.
Yes, Munoz was looking in the end zone.
Holding. Number 7 on an eligible receiver. Half the distance of goal, automatic 1st down.
Yeah, Munoz was looking at down the post, you know, looking for a post pattern. Nothing there. At the end, he goes to his 2nd option, almost picked off, but that is because a holding penalty. And again, that is an automatic 1st down, and the Raider defense right now is really struggling with the penalties, keeping this Wolverine drive alive. And on 1st and goal, once again, the give, and around to the left side. Great job by the defense, so stuffing it, not allowing the ball carrier to get around the edge.
Yeah, good job by the safety coming in down the alley to crash that and take that play out. You know, on that other play, the previous play, Munoz was looking for that fade pattern. The receiver runs a slant, so he had no option to throw the ball, so he throws it out to the side, and that's where that extra hold came in, giving the Wolverines a fresh set of downs. But now here we go, 2nd and 7, clock still ticking. Wolverines trying to find something that's going to work to get them those 6 points.
Yeah, they just lost a weapon in Munoz right there. And the handoff is up the middle to Sanchez. He tries to muscle his way, and I think that was a loose ball. But no, they're going to say he was down by contact. And the Wolverines dodge a bullet right there. It'll be 3rd and goal inside the 5-yard line.
And here you go on the replay. You see Sanchez with the ball. You had 3 officials saying that his knee was down. That replay is a little close.
That was close. But again, it did appear that his knee was down. I don't think we would have had conclusive evidence to overturn that play.
And send it up to New York maybe there, Javi.
I hate when they do that, to be honest with you. 3rd down, but a flag before that. Why can't they do the instant replay locally? I just don't understand that. But that's a whole different ballgame. That's where the players get paid, and I don't know.
And the announcers as well, maybe.
Ball start.
Well, I thought they did it for the love of the game.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
As we do.
Yeah, we do.
As we
do.
do.
False start there by that offense. You know, it looked like the defender crossed that neutral zone, but he was drawn over by that offensive lineman.
Right.
Again, you know, we're going back and forth here, Javi.
The old teeter-totter, I think. Or is that up and down? I'm not
used to
sure.
Call that a seesaw back when we were. And
again, talking about going backwards, that's another mishap. And this time the Raiders, with a mad scramble, pick up the loose ball, and the Raiders defense, after being plagued by penalties, a bad snap, and that's a turnover, and that is what has been dooming the Wolverines this evening. Just a bunch of mishaps offensively.
Yeah, again, the center with an early snap. That would be his 3rd early snap of the ball game.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph, and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Yard pickup on first down.
And I know you said unfortunately for the Wolverines, but fortunate for the home team here tonight. Right. And Parents' Night. And the Raiders come away with the ball there. 4 minutes and 4 seconds here in the third quarter, 28-3 ball game. Play comes in from the sideline, and the Raiders, again, ready to score.
Yes, sir. The Raiders' offense looks very good. And you got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. You know, of course, they've got some excellent skilled players, but give credit where credit is due. And, well, that way there's no credit. That defensive front did their job. And after a no gain, maybe a loss on the play, we're going to shoot it down to Mr. Leija once again. What do you have for us, Pedro?
Javi, Robert, too many opportunities for the Wolverines on that last drive. But let me tell you something. At the end, it was the experience and the power of the defense of Psja North that prevailed. And you know why? Because they had 7 starters coming back from last year. Back to you guys.
You're absolutely right, Pedro. And, you know, we've been talking about the offense, Robert. But that defense is also flexing their muscle. And with that many returners, that's a lot of experience. That's a good football team. But the thing they got to eliminate are the personal fouls.
Yeah, you're right, Javi. And you talked about that offensive line. You had Iracheta, Basaldua, Cedillo, and Sauceda all coming back from last year. That's 4 out of the 5 linemen there. And so that was looking to be a strength for the Raiders, and we're seeing it play out tonight as they have controlled that line of scrimmage and basically, you know, told the game what it's going to be.
Yeah, but, you know, to me, Robert, I've always felt that the game of football is won in the trenches. You can put any stud quarterback, any fleet-footed running back, any receiver who can fly down the field, but unless the quarterback has ample time to throw, you're not going to be able to see how good he is. And I think the Raiders have a very solid foundation, both on the offense and defensive fronts.
Correct, Coach. You're absolutely right about that, Javi. So the round of applause for our player, number 94 for the Wolverines as he comes off the field, Raymond Lopez, hoping the young man's all right. You know, gives the defense a little breather there, but you're losing an anchor there on that defensive line.
Yeah, he's played well tonight, and hopefully it's just a matter of a little bit of fatigue in this warm weather. It'll be 3rd and medium.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
At a 4th and 4 as the punt unit gets onto the field.
Yeah, and throw in the fact that he was flat-footed. I think, you know, he was flat-footed. He couldn't come up with the pass. He couldn't, you know, reach down and grab it. And that
he didn't put himself in an athletic position to make that catch, Javi. And so here we go. The punt unit's on the field. They line up for the punt. You have 2 receivers back for the Wolverines ready to receive it.
And that is a 3 and out for the first time. That'll be the first time we see the punt unit for the Raiders this season, and it's a fine punt. So the Raiders doing it offensively, defensively, and now add in the special teams.
So from their own 38-yard line, they get that ball all the way to the 26. It did take a Raider bounce after it hit the ground. So you add on those yardage, and you got yourself a pretty good punt to set up some field position there for your defense to work.
Yeah, and the interesting thing here is, well, you got to think about it. That was a quick series for the Raiders offensively, something we haven't been accustomed to this evening. So let's see if that plays to an advantage for the Wolverine offense, as this defense of the Raiders, they were just on the sideline for a couple of minutes. We have 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. It is currently Raiders 28, Wolverines 3 here on opening night, Friday Night Football here at Psja Stadium.
So the last time the Wolverines had the ball, they were unable to capitalize on the movement of the ball there for themselves. Let's see if they can do that.
opened Alex Restaurant with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alexandria, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Minimizes a 1-yard carry.
So after that incomplete pass and the short run, the Wolverines are looking at a 3rd and 9 with 2:34 here in the 3rd quarter. You're going to have to move that ball 9 yards. Here we see the replay. Sanchez really nowhere to run as that hole gets plugged up in the middle, and the defense making a good tackle there for that 1-yard gain.
And Sanchez has 80 yards on 15 carries on the evening, so he's had a productive night. Quarterback rolls out, trying to look for somebody, can't find anybody. He finally throws it out of bounds. That'll be an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, and this time the receivers, unable to get themselves open as their quarterback scrambling around. He only had one option, and that option was about 40 yards, 50 yards down the field.
Right.
It's going to be very hard to throw off that back foot, Javi, and so he just wisely throws it away and gives his punt team an opportunity to, put the Raiders with some poor field position.
Yeah, that's where the receiver's got to be in scramble mode, and he's got to work his way back to the quarterback and help his quarterback out. It is a punt for the Wolverines on their 2nd possession. It's going to take a good bounce. It's going to be downed at the Raider 45-yard line. So the Raiders will get their 2nd opportunity here in the 2nd half as they lead 28-3.
So just as the Raiders went 3 and out, we see the Wolverines do exactly the same after that turn of possession. They do.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
For the senior.
15 yards, and you said it, Javi. He uses his speed, just a quick little toss there. Guys zone block there, hook block, and then he's got the edge, and all he's got to do is just use the gut talent that was given to him.
Yeah, Sal Ramirez for the Wolverines, number 30. He put his hands on him, couldn't corral him, couldn't make the tackle. That sprung Beltran for a 15-yarder on 1st down, and once again, 1st down, and the Raiders are now going exclusively shotgun here in the 2nd half, and a big-time run, and he's off to the races. Is Rangel, the quarterback, and that'll be another big run. That's almost about 20 yards on that carry. Maybe that'll be 23 for the quarterback.
And here we see the quarterback running right behind big old number 79. Oh, he's just a wall there, Javi. And once you get around him, there's nobody to get around him, and he just runs it upfield.
Bazaldua, outstanding job of blocking on that offensive front. So the 1-2 combination of Beltran and Rangel executing to perfection right now. They're in scoring position once again. The give is up the middle, and again, the ball carrier is not hit until about 4 or 5 yards down the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and you said it, at the beginning here of the 2nd half, Javi. These games are won and lost in the trenches, and right now those trenches are being dominated by that strong offensive line above the Raiders. As we see here in the replay, Beltran about 3 yards before he gets a white jersey on him.
And those white jerseys were from Sal Ramirez, a linebacker, number 30, and number 40, Robert Gomez, helping out on the tackle. That'll bring 2nd down, 2nd and 7 from the Wolverines 13-yard line. Clock down to 3 seconds on the play clock. That's a bad pass, and fortunately that's not a penalty on the defensive receiver after he was unable to make the catch. In a sense, so it's a good thing that the quarterback threw it at his feet, because he would have been blown up.
He would have been blown up, Javi. And that was just a momentum of the defensive back. He did pull back at the very end. Unfortunately, his body did run into that receiver, and maybe a little bit of extra motion by that receiver trying to get that flag. So good no call right there.
The Raiders drama has always been a well-known production, and maybe he's a drama student. Whoa, my goodness, what a pass and catch. Number 24, Jonathan Garza receives a bullet from Rangel, and the Raiders are on the scoreboard once again. Beautiful pass.
He threads the needle here, as you see, between two defenders. Beautiful pass by Rangel. Splits those defenders. Good catch by Jonathan Garza to put 6 more points for the Raiders, making the score 34-3. Here we are awaiting that extra point.
A high snap handled well by the holder. And it'll be good. That'll make it 35. I tell you what, Robert, that was an impressive pitch and catch. As you said, he threaded the needle. And a great job by the receiver, as we see here. Great job. Great protection by that offensive line. Perfect pass. And the receiver did a good job in double coverage of holding on to the ball. And we're sending it down
Yes,
to
guys,
Pedro.
back on the field. Psja North looks very comfortable on the field, and they have a great lead, 35-3. They're going to be visiting Harlingen South next week, and then they come back and play Westlake here at home before starting their district games versus Juarez Lincoln. Back to you guys.
And there we go. Upcoming games for both teams. And it's going to just get better. Of course, the Wolverines, they start district next week. They are in a 10-team district. And the Raiders still, I believe, have 2 more non-district games before they get into district. And
here we go, getting ready, set for the kickoff. The ball falls off the tee one more time here, as it did in the opening kickoff of the second half. But the Wolverines now just have to find some positive things, outcome out of this game to say, hey, you know what, even though the score is 35-3, there's a lot for us to work on, and we still have a full quarter to work on those things.
And the Raiders passing game, 79 yards from Rangel after that touchdown pass. Wow, that boy got walloped. Hopefully everybody's all right. I even saw a helmet fly. My goodness, that's big-time collision right there on the field.
Well, nobody said this was a powder puff football game, Javi. This is a rock'em sock'em kind of football game, and these players have been coached just like that. But they do have that wonderful protective equipment. They got their helmets and shoulder pads. He did lead with his shoulder. And it's some of the things that you know, these kids are learning as they watch the game at the college level and the professional level.
Yeah, and I think this year it was introduced, maybe even last year, but I know this year for sure, the coaches have to pass a UIL requirement of how to properly tackle. That way they can demonstrate for the kids how it should be done.
No, you're absolutely right, Javi. Safety is the #1 priority here for our student athletes. You know, if they're hurt, they're going to be outside the classroom as well, and we can't have that. You know, our district has done an excellent job in educating these students in both on and off the field.
And you're absolutely right, and they need to continue that, and that is throughout all sports, of course, not just football, but all sports. And on second down, Munoz looks deep, trying to find a receiver, find somebody open, and number 7 rudely meets number 7. And I think the Raiders won that battle.
Yeah, you're absolutely 7 meets 7. My name is 7. So here we go. The Raiders now have made the Wolverines face a 3rd and 8 here at the end of the quarter. We're going to switch fields here. And the Wolverines will be heading south now from their own 37-yard line. Raiders comfortably ahead, 35-3.
I tell you what, the Raiders are getting mean and angry and nasty out there defensively. Those are some big-time hits they're giving away. And as the 3rd quarter ends, Robert, you're absolutely right.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
I opened Alex Restaurant with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alexandria, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Was hit in the process of throwing the ball. And a Wolverine punt. Not the best punt ever, but it's going to be going out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
And it looked like, you know, the quarterback's leg might have, didn't have that full speed as he kind of gingerly walks off the field. And so that might have had an effect on that.
First down, it's a give around the left side, and good 7-8 yards running right there by the Raiders. The Raiders with 331 total yards of total offense. The Wolverines right now with 129.
And that was Marco Castellanos, number 22, the running back, taking that toss from Trey Elizondo there, trying to get you know, Trey in some sort of rhythm here as he enters the ball game. But a good start for Elizondo.
Yeah, and these are, we're going to start seeing some backups as you mentioned. And we have a new quarterback for the Raiders, and there's a toss to number 21. He's seen some action. He's been electrifying tonight. At quarterback for the Raiders, as you mentioned, is a junior, Trey Elizondo. So he's getting some duty right now, trying to learn the offense just in case he is needed further down the road.
So Sal Ramirez off the blitz there. Catches the freshman number 21, Isaac Gonzalez, in the backfield for a big loss there. Now we're setting up for a third and it looks...
Third and 10.
Oh, third and 10 there.
Third and 10.
He did lose some yardage there.
Yes, it was about a 4-yard loss on the play. And let's see what Elizondo can do here from the shotgun. He throws a pretty pass up to 21. I tell you what, the Raiders are not going to lose a beat with Elizondo at quarterback. That was a very nice thrown pass right there.
He had some zip on there.
Yes, he did.
And he finds number 21 there again with his left hand there, right hand throw there. Number 21 jumps up and catches it on the run and is able to get some more yardage, some yaks after that. Yards
yeah,
after
and of course,
catch there.
Receiving those yak yards is Isaac Gonzalez, the freshman. He don't play like a freshman, I'll say that much. He's pretty tough. He's a well-rounded athlete. Good hands, good speed. New set of downs. First down for the Raiders. And the give is to Gonzalez. This time a much better job by that defensive front, not allowing Gonzalez to get through the line of scrimmage.
And that was number 99, Aaron Salazar, a junior there on the stop. Good job keeping his eyes in the backfield to bring down the running back of the Raiders, setting up 2nd and 10. But time's ticking here. 9:33, 35-3 ball game in the fourth quarter, Javi, on a beautiful Friday night here in deep South Texas at PSJ ISD DHR Health Field.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than Friday night lights in Texas. And the Raiders a little bit more deliberate now, coming out of the huddle, trying to use up as much play clock and game clock. A good pass right there, just slightly overthrown. Good look though. He was trying to hit his receiver in the flat, just unable to do that. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10 once again for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was Mikhail Rodriguez on the receiving end. They're unable to bring that ball down a high pass. And the Raiders now 3rd and 10 here. Can the Wolverines get the stop is a question.
And the Wolverines need a stop desperately as they want to get that ball back into the quarterback's hands, and that is Munoz and the Wolverine offense. 3rd down. Quarterback gives it to his running back. That is number 4 with a handoff up the middle. Not much doing there. That is number 4, Gomez, with the carry. Really just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And it looks like they're going to go for it. They are in no man's land here.
Right.
With nothing to lose, really. You don't want to, I mean, might not get too much work out of the punt team here. It's good situational football. The Raiders offense does call a timeout to think it over and maybe talk to these young men on what they're going to do.
Right, and it's good. It's a good timeout, especially when you have a quarterback that's not your starter in there in Trey Elizondo. You know, you want to help him out. You want to help him make a right decision. I'm sure they're going to be passing the ball here, and you don't want to give up a big play. If you don't pick up the 1st down, not a big deal. Let your defense go out there and fight for the ball back, but you don't want to give up a unnecessary pick 6 right here.
No, absolutely. It looked like the punt team was getting ready to go out there, or maybe the field goal team, the field goal unit. But as this timeout comes to an end, Javi, we want to thank all those people who are watching at home, watching online. You know, the production crew here in PSJ does an excellent job putting these games together for y'all. And, you know, it's well worth it to showcase all these great athletes, cheerleaders, fans, community that we have here at Far San Juan Alamo ISD.
It's a very proud community, and they love watching their student athletes perform and excel, not only in the classroom, but on their respective fields. And on 4th down, the Raiders are going for it. Split receivers on each side. There's a little screen pass, and Gonzalez trying to utilize his speed. Breaks a couple tackles, gets past the 20, gets all the way down to the 15-yard line. They're going to say maybe the 17, and if he does, that is a Raider 1st down.
And that is exactly what we're going to get here. The Wolverine defense breaking down just a bit on that screen. Beautiful setup. Let the big boys block for you, man. Let the big boys block for you. And so there he goes, and then the rest he does with his legs. So
good patience on receiving the ball. That's hard to do for a freshman. You want to get it and go. Good job right there by the Raiders, and they're going to feed him again. And this time the Wolverines defense denies Gonzalez any running room.
Yep. And so he runs into a brick wall there as he had to jump over one of his own teammates who was on the ground. Once you jump and you leave your legs, the ground, Javi, you lose the momentum. And so as he comes back down, defense was right there waiting for him. And a good stop there for the Wolverine defense.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close
Of wanting
to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close. This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
The running back from behind, you know, otherwise he's going to get another yard or 2 off that.
You're absolutely right. So 3rd down, 3rd and 5. They need to get to the 7 or just inside the 8-yard line. The Raiders can pick up a 1st down without scoring. Zondo looks, fires, finds him, and no, it is dropped. A great pass. It almost seemed like that was going to be a touchdown throw. That was intended for number 8, Nathan Salinas, a senior. He almost had a touchdown grab right there.
And so Nathan does a good job coming off the ball as he sells the go route and then quickly gets position inside. Here we see the quarterback Elizondo find his receiver. Great position by the receiver, but unfortunately for Nathan, he's unable to bring the ball down as it bounces off his hands and onto the ground for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that should have been caught. Great effort on by both the quarterback and the receiver. The receiver just unable to hold down. So here's a field goal attempt. It's a lengthy one. And the kick is up. And it appears to be successful. And it is. And just like that, the Raiders extend their lead 38-3.
So all parts of the game are working here for the Raiders tonight, Javi. Special teams, defense, and offense. So very good start for Raider Nation.
The Harlingen Downtown District has a bit of everything, my friends, and here's an invitation for you to visit and experience a friendly environment with a taste of local business and a variety of shopping, dining, and entertainment throughout the year. Vintage shops loaded with collectibles from the past, dining that caters to all, boutiques, quilting, salons, live entertainment, and don't forget about market days on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop Downtown Harlingen today.
So they still have a ways to go before they get into their district season.
No, you're absolutely right. So the Wolverines are going to have to come back quickly and turn this ship around. And you know, you got to forget the loss, Javi.
Right,
and go move forward.
Yeah, you got to have thick skin and quick memory loss out here. And here is the kickoff. It's a good one. Good sell all the way to the end zone. And that was close.
The referee thought about it a little bit, but you know, they're going to give it to them. So here we go, Pedro, downfield. Give us an update.
Yes, guys, back on the field. The Raiders are not afraid to try trick plays with the secondary, with the second guys. You know, they were very, very close for the touchdown. Unfortunately, Nathan Salinas couldn't get a hold of the ball. I'll tell you something. They also have a kicking game. Jose Alvarez with a 29-yarder. So they seem to have an all-around offense ready for the regular season. Back to you.
You're absolutely right, Pedro. They do have a well-rounded team. As we said up here, they are clicking all cylinders. The Wolverines now have the ball back here at their own 25-yard line. And here's the snap.
And Munoz hands it off to Sanchez. Breaks through for a gain of 4 or 5 yards. It looked like Sanchez was going to get a lot more than that, but that hole closed rather quickly. Great effort right there by the defense.
That was Ryan Reina, number 44. They're on the tackle, and the quick tempo offense now for the Wolverines as they do face a huge deficit. But here we see the replay. Good run by Mr. Sanchez there. And here we go with the second snap here.
Trips right. He looks to the left, does Munoz, and he overthrows everybody. But I think the receiver was bumped, and he had no chance of catching. The intended receiver was Michael Munoz, who's been one of his favorite targets tonight.
And that would be number 1, Garcia. That would be his third pass interference call. I think what they're going to discuss was whether that ball was catchable or not, but they're going to give it a pass interference here.
Pass interference on the number 1. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
So that'll be another 15-yard penalty. A first down for the Wolverines. That is the Wolverines' 5th first down due to penalties.
And that is 85 yards in penalties for the Raiders tonight, Javi. So they're going to have to talk to their boys and play. Hey, we got to play some disciplined football. I know we had some things bounce our way, but there's always things to work on. And that's definitely one that you want to minimize during district play.
You're absolutely right. That will be addressed on first down. Munoz looks, fires, finds a receiver, hits him. No, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Great leaping catch by Michael Munoz, but his foot stepped on the sideline, so that'll be an incomplete pass.
And I'll tell you what, Javi, number 4 there for the Wolverines, Munoz, has great athletic ability, but tonight he has been unable to bring those feet in bounds as, again, you know, his shoe is touching the sideline, so an incomplete pass there.
Right.
And here we go, 2nd and 10 for the Wolverines.
So Munoz asks for the ball from the center, almost offsides by the defense. And not a very good looking play. A bit of indecisiveness right there by Sanchez. I'm not sure he was supposed to receive the ball.
And so, Javi, what happened there was that defensive lineman was able to shoot the gap really quickly, get into the backfield, and he just disrupted all that play right there. 71 unable to get to his trap block, and Sanchez nowhere else to go as the swarm of of black get there.
Yeah, Sanchez was helpless in the backfield. All you can do is just pretty much sit down, eat the ball, and take a loss, which it was. It brings up a 3rd and 20 for Munoz and the Wolverines. He's going to go deep, trying to get over the top. He's got a man, and that is caught. An amazing acrobatic catch. Great job right there by number 4, Michael Munoz. So Orlando Munoz hooking up with Michael Munoz. Let's see if the play holds up, because there was a flag on the play.
Wolverines are going to decline that call, Javi, and it will stand. Another acrobatic catch by Munoz. This was, like you said, Munoz to Munoz, and the Wolverines running up to that ball. So I don't know if we're going to get an explanation of what the penalty was, because the offense is getting set here.
Right, and I tell you what, the Wolverines, they've got some speed as well. Munoz.
Holding, number 1 of the defense. The penalty's declined. You take the result of the play. First down.
The quarterback, Orlando Munoz, has made some great passes, and there you see one, and I tell you what, that is an outstanding one-handed grab by Michael Munoz, and the Wolverines, they're starting to make some noise. They're at the Raider 35-yard line to give around the left side. Not much doing. He's going to pick up maybe a yard, if anything.
You know, and he almost had that good stiff arm there to get the defender off his back, but the defender able to grab some jersey and pull him down, and you know, along with pulling him down, the shoe comes off for Sanchez. So here we go, 2nd and 10 for the Wolverines after no gain on that run.
Well, after that run, Sanchez has 76 yards rushing on the evening, so he would love nothing better to get to that century mark. He needs 24 more yards to get there, though. And on this play, the give is up the middle. That'll be number 3 with the carry.
That is Luis Escobar, the sophomore.
A sophomore, so the sophomore getting some action here late in the 4th quarter with 4:15 remaining in the ball game.
And why not, Javi? You sit your starter down now. You don't want to lose him to injury or anything like that. Plus, you're going to be able to give this young man some experience in case he needs it. And there you see a missed block on the rush, but the quarterback able to get it out to his receiver for a gain that's going to leave him about 1 yard short of the first down.
Yeah, Munoz hits Oviedo right there. If Oviedo stays in bounds, he's got an opportunity to turn it upfield and get a lot more. He backpedaled, though, as he caught it, and that drove him out of bounds. So it'll be, as you mentioned, 4th and 1. The Wolverines undoubtedly will be going for it and trying to sustain this drive and hopefully get themselves into the end zone for the first time this evening.
Yeah, and so the coaches call their players over just to, you know, go over what they're going to call here on 4th and 1 in a 38-3 ball game. You know, and we talked about it earlier. The Raiders were looking for revenge, and revenge is what they got tonight.
Right, and they sure did. They came out playing like champions tonight. I tell you what, it's a big turnaround, and the Raiders are primed to make a run this year. I think the key will be eliminating the penalties, first of all, and playing, you know, good, solid, fundamental football. And what has plagued them the last 2 years is injuries. They got to avoid that. If they do, they're going to make some noise in the new District 36A. And, of course, they're going to be battling with the Psja High Bears in that district. The 3 McAllen schools, Mackay, Nicky Rowe, and McAllen Memorial, who's won, I believe, 8 championships in a row or something. And throw in Mission and La Jolla. And is it La Jolla Palmview?
It is La Jolla Palmview. And
so
La Jolla Juarez Lincoln, sorry.
Right. Okay. Whoa, and the quarterback gets rocked after he bat snap. Fortunately, it wasn't intercepted or turned over, but I want to say it was an ineligible receiver who caught that ball. Wow, what a turn of events where the Wolverines were driving a 4th and 1, a bad snap. And I would say the Raiders are going to decline.
Yeah, I mean, you decline the penalty here, and you get the turnover on downs.
Right.
You know.
Got illegal touching by the offense. That penalty declined. The ball goes over and downs. First down.
But does it go over on downs at that point, or where the previous play was made? I think it's got to go on the other side.
I know they're going to leave the ball there.
I'm not sure how that one works. Why would, or are they calling it almost as if it's intentional grounding and you lose the yards? I'm not sure. I'm sure they got it right, though. The Raiders defense comes through once again, not allowing the Wolverines to get into the end zone. All they've allowed is a field goal, and on first down, a minimal 2-yard gain.
So on a positive note there for the Wolverines, they were able to get some penetration and almost receive the handoff from the quarterback.
Right.
They do keep this run for a short gain of a yard, making it 2nd and 9 here with 3 minutes, 15 seconds and counting.
And I think from here on out, you may see a heavy dosage of running as we have the quarterback under center, 2 running backs behind him. It's a quick pitch to Gonzalez around the right end. Electrifying runner that he is. He breaks free. He's off to the races, folks. He's got one man to beat. He's at the 20, the 15. Good angle by the defender and finally dragged down at the 7-yard line. But I tell you what, this kid is for real. I'm excited about this Raider team. I tell you what, they got a fine quarterback. They got an All-American in Beltran. And mix in Gonzalez. I tell you what, a stingy defense, it could be in the making of one heck of a season for the Raiders.
So there on that replay, Javi, he had some good fundamentals as he's getting into traffic. You see him put both hands on the football, switch the ball to his other side there. And so this young man is very well coached.
Right.
And, you know, he positions the Raider offense inside the 10 as they take this toss off the left-hand side. And
that is number 22 making the bowling ball trying to get in.
Yeah, he's grounding, pounding, and almost getting into the end zone to put more points on the board. And with 2:26 here, they've got a very good opportunity. As we see on the replay, he just lowers his shoulders, pumps his legs, people coming off of him. You know, that might be some Crisco on that jersey. I don't know. But good
Marco
job.
Castellano right there jumping all over the place. I tell you what, great fine running. And Gonzalez, a freshman. What an introduction to high school football. 117 yards rushing. Beltran with 134. And there's a plunge up the middle, but it is fumbled. I don't know if he broke the plane and then fumbled.
And just
no
like
indication yet.
Just like everything else, ball's bouncing the Raider way.
Yes,
Guess who
it
recovers?
is. Touchdown, Raiders.
And that's big number 78 with a touchdown. Javi, how
Credit
about that?
big boy with a touchdown, number 78.
Who says they don't get to score touchdowns? Francisco Salcedo, the junior, putting 6 points up for his team tonight.
That's right.
Recovering that fumble.
He was in the right spot at the right time. He hustled. Good frame of mind to pounce on the ball. And that is a touchdown.
So that play there beforehand was just a lead off the center and a well run to cross the goal line. And so another 6 points for the Raiders. Add on the extra point. You now have a score of 44-3, Javi.
Right. And here we see that touchdown plunge. And that was very close. I thought maybe I don't think he did break the plane of the goal line. In either case, it is a Raider touchdown. And Pedro, the good fortunes keep coming for the Raiders.
That was by Isaac Gonzalez with the CR reception. That makes it over 100 freshman on his debut with the
Pedro, you're absolutely right. What a freshman debut from Gonzalez. Over 100 yards rushing. That means the Raiders have 2 young men with over 100 yards rushing. Add in that they've got a mobile quarterback who's produced himself not only through the ground but through the air. And the Raider offense is a potent one. As we can see tonight, they have put up 44 points on the board.
Well, number 21 probably going to be the coolest freshman on Monday morning.
He's going to be Mr. Popular on Monday. If they didn't know him, they're going to know him now.
Absolutely. You know, he's going to have some upperclassmen congratulating him as he does there on the sideline. Everybody's patting his back and just telling him what a wonderful job he's done all night long.
Yeah, it's up to him to keep working hard, stay humble, and he's going to have one fine career here for the Raiders. As we get set for another Raider kickoff. Of course, that is number 16, Jose Alvarez with the kicking duties. A much shorter kickoff this time. Run out, dodges one defender, meets about 6 or 7, bulldozes his way all the way almost to the 30-yard line. So good hard running right there by the return man.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's really what I like about that Wolverine team. There's no quit in them.
No, there is
not.
not.
The score is 40-43, and everybody is still giving it their all. So that goes a lot to tells a lot about the coaching that's going on at the Wolverines. Unfortunately, tonight it didn't go their way. But I tell you what, these boys have not quit tonight.
No, they have not. And you know, there's a lot at stake tonight. It's a big game against the Raiders. But the main thing is that they need to get ready for their district schedule.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot at stake tonight.
You know, nobody wins a district title. Nobody gets to the playoffs after tonight's ball game. It's a learning curve. It's going to look great. But the Wolverines trying to get some more offense going. They have yet to get themselves in the end zone. They move the ball up and down the field. That hasn't been the problem. It's just been that they have not been able to cross that goal line.
And a little bit of inexperience there, Javi, as the receiver's unable to get out of bounds. He gets tackled inbound, so the clock stops temporarily as they set the markers down. But here we go. Clock begins to tick again, 1:26. The receivers have not gotten set yet. And here we go. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines.
And new set of downs for Munoz and the Wolverines. Inching towards midfield, fires, rifles. That is picked off. That is picked off by number 30. Number 30 with a big interception, Marty Alvarado. And that'll end any threat that the Wolverines have tonight.
And with 1:07 left to go, pretty much nothing to do here but kneel the ball down. Here we see the replay. Munoz looking for somebody to throw it to. Unfortunately, he throws it to number 30, who makes a great cut on that ball to get in front of the receiver and position himself for that interception, taking it back to the Wolverine 37. And with 1:07 to go, the referee getting some instructions from the offense, see what they're going to do. And 1st and 10, Raider Nation football.
Yeah, great job by Marty Alvarado, reading the quarterback's eyes and having a great jump, getting in front of the receiver. And here we go.
Victory formation for the Raiders. And, you know, a big thank you to our production staff, the people up here in our booth who gave us our stats.
Yeah, we have Damian. We have John helping us, and a newcomer trying to learn the ropes up here is Mr. Easy. He'll be filling in for you when you can't make it, Robert. I don't know about that one.
Well, we're still working on that, but I know, you know, it's in good hands with Mr. Easy up here. And, you know, we have a lot of fun putting these games out for our community to see and for everybody else, you know, to showcase the wonderful jobs that all the staff and personnel here in PSJ ISD, along with our students, our family, our friends, everybody who comes out to support all the work that these young kids do day in and day out.
And this is week 0. We have 10 more weeks of high school football as we draw a conclusion. Of course, we got to give a big thanks to our ADs, Orlando Garcia and Mel Rios, for entrusting us to be up here in the booth, bringing you this high-quality football that is PSJA ISD football.
Along with Dr. King and our school board, we really want to give them a shout-out, Javi.
Most definitely. And that'll be the final for the evening. The Raiders open up their home season by winning 44-3 over the visiting Memorial Wolverines. Pedro, any final thoughts down there?
And that's a wrap, guys. 44-3, the final score. In 2017, the Raiders started the season with 5 defeats straight. And now they start with a W. Next week here on Thursday at PSJ Stadium, the Wolverines, they're going to have immediate revenge. They're going to be receiving Mission Veterans. Friday night, PSJ Bears, they're going to host Corpus Christi King. Right now in the 4th quarter, the Bears are down 33-28 in Corpus Christi versus Flower Bluff. That's all for tonight. Thank you for watching us. You guys have a great weekend.
65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times. Celebrating every triumph. And lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.